is Tori, and I am a part-time reseller on places like Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay. And today I want to talk a little bit with you guys about my Bolo brand. So Bolo is big on the lookout for if you are new to reselling. This might be a list that'll help you. And it is a list that I have compiled and things that I have found that I'm selling personally that do well for me. And some of these things, I hear a lot of other resellers, they talk about these brands, but then there's other ones on here that I actually don't hear them mention, which I'm actually kind of surprised because I do really well with selling them. So, you might be very familiar with a lot of these. I wouldn't be surprised. But just definitely be on the lookout for these. And I will say, if you are a new reseller, my biggest thing and my biggest advice is, yes, look for these brands, but these brands are brands that are not like super high end on the like resale. Like, you're not going to be making tons and tons of money on these brands, but they are a good quick flip if you can get them for a good price. And I mean a low price, like under $10 is what I am suggesting. I certainly wouldn't go over $10 on a lot of these brands, because the return is not going to be super high, but the likelihood that you will sell them and sell them fast is more so than some of the like really higher up in brands. And then also my second tip, I always have to say this, check comps. That'll help you kind of make sure that it is something that will sell. And by doing that, you can go, I usually use Poshmark, and I will just go and type in like the brand name and then like some keywords or style name, look at kind of see if I can find the same exact one, and then go down to what's sold and check like what they're actually selling for. And that'll kind of help you determine if, the cost price versus the what selling price is actually going to be worth it. And then the third thing, whenever you are sourcing anything, is just the quality of the goods. Now, I know we can kind of get like blindsided and just think like, oh my gosh, I found this brand, I'm so excited, I just have to get it because I want to find the brand. For example, I found a pair of a Goldie jeans, which is a really high-end denim. And I found these jeans and I was like so excited, and then I started looking them over and they were a mess. They were torn, they had chafing, puckering, you name it, they had it, and I was so sad, so it's just unfortunate that was the case for those jeans, but those were a pretty extreme one. But really look for things that are in excellent condition. Shoes, the less work you can do to clean up shoes, the more time you have to list and to find more quality goods. I mean, there's so much product out there. Just take the time to find the good product and don't waste your time on things with holes and things with snags and things that need to be cleaned up, because that just takes them way more time. So that's my advice. So let's go ahead, let's get into this Bolo brand. So the first thing up is kind of a workwear category, and I have two workwear categories that I have here. And the first one is Carhartt. This is a very popular line that I found, and it's amongst all ages, it seems. I mean, obviously, it's, you know, meant for people who work in extreme, like, outdoor conditions, like construction workers and that kind of stuff. But it's gotten a huge following, especially amongst the younger age group, just because of the name and the brand and everything. So I've sold, you know, I've sold their hats. I've actually sold, like, I think my first, I'm trying to think. I know I've sold like their outerwear more than anything. And those actually will sell for the most money. They retain their value very, very well. I did find one, my first one that I found that was like a really good flip. I found a one of their like duck active coats at the bins, the Goodwill bins. Um, and so that's where you pay by the pound, and so everything's super cheap. And I like flipped it for like $50 or something. And it was just a great find. And it did have a few like little flaws or something, or maybe like little stains. So they retained their value very, very well. I've sold vests by them. I've sold hats by them, even their hats. I've sold those beanies, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, Carhartt, that's a good one. The second one that's kind of also in the same kind of realm is Ariat. They do have a lot of like workwear, like they have their like Western kind of workwear line, so like their boots and that kind of stuff. And then they, you know, they have belts and outerwear. They have riding boots, which one of my like big ones that I found these like really cute women's riding boots. I'm trying to think. They're called the York riding boot. I got them for, I don't know, super cheap at the thrift store. Um, they were around $10, I'll tell you that. But I only I I sold them on Poshmark for $63. So yeah, that was one of the many area items that I've sold. I've sold belts by them. I know I sold a belt for like $32. It was a women's belt. It was really cute. I've sold shirts by them, even like the like snap front shirts. Yeah. So Ariat, that's another one that if you, I mean, a lot of people don't really think about it, but yeah, their stuff sells really well. They have a really good following. I would say mostly their shoes, though, especially like their boots, would be like the biggest thing. Okay, so this brand, I don't hear a lot of resellers talk about this brand, and I don't understand why. But for me personally, it does really well, and I've actually sold quite a few items in a lot of various categories by this brand. So the brand is LL Bean. My most recent one, I actually found these at the Goodwill bins. I paid maybe a little over $1 for them. They were in excellent condition. They were a kid's pair of like snow boots. These like really cute little snow boots, and I sold them for $48, and I was like, yes, that's amazing. That was a great sale, and I sold them maybe within 2 weeks of listing on them. So that was a quick flip, and that was a great flip. I've sold coats by them. I've sold jackets by them. Shoes, shorts. I've actually sold quite a few shorts. Sorry, those are my dogs. Shorts by them. Yeah, LLB, I've sold quite a few things by them. Now, I will say the only thing I don't pick up by them, and I've never tried to sell by them, are their jeans. I've tried to look up, like, to see if jeans do well on Poshmark and see if they sell. It doesn't really seem like they do. If you pick up LL Bean jeans, let me know if they do well for you. But I always see them at the thrift stores. It seems like a common thing, like the most common LL Bean thing that I see, that I feel like the market's just too oversaturated for me to pick them up. So I don't pick up their jeans. Okay, so the next one, and this is a good one. I do hear resellers talk about this one. This is Vionic. So Vionic is primarily a shoe brand, or only a shoe brand. I've only ever seen their shoes. But mainly the ones that I find, and I've found so many in literally like new or nearly new condition, and I actually have a few that I've recently sourced, and they literally are brand new. I mean, they have like no wear on them. So I've got those listed. They are, I think they're a narrow, so I'm thinking they're gonna take a little bit longer to sell, but they're really cute. And we are getting, closer to the fall months, so they might take a little bit longer to sell because of that reason as well. But before, during the springtime and during the summertime, I was finding and selling Vionic shoes like crazy, and I was selling them for, in the $30 range to $40 range, and I was getting them for super, super cheap. A lot of thrift stores don't know. I mean, they just see a basic, they just see a flip-flop and they're like, okay, whatever. So hopefully they don't catch on. They have kind of gone up a little bit more lately, I've seen, but hopefully they don't, a lot of the other places don't all catch on to that, the fact they resell, and they don't sell for super super high. I think a lot of them sell for around $100 range, but they retain their value very, very well. Okay, so let's keep going. So this is another one I don't hear a lot of resellers talk about, but I sell a lot of it. And it is Tommy Bahama. A lot of people, they go on vacations and stuff, and they have like a lot of their Hawaiian prints, and so I actually sell quite a few of Tommy Bahama items. I mostly try to pick up their Hawaiian prints. So for example, their dresses, their like Hawaiian print shirts, but a lot of Tommy Bahama stuff is like made out of linen, or it's made out of silk. One that I literally just sold a couple days ago is this really cool like silk Hawaiian button down top. I sold it for $28, and it did have flaws. It did have 2 holes, which I clearly noted, and then I had a little stain maybe on the front of it or something. It was a very minimal stain, but I very clearly pointed those out, and the person sent me an offer for $28, and I accepted. So I was excited about that, even though it had all those flaws. And then I also sold this really pretty, it's called the Carlisle dress, and I'm pretty sure it was either a silk or a linen dress, I can't remember. But that one was a super quick flip. I think I sold it just within a couple days of listing it, and I sold that one for $35. Another jean brand that I think like last year I did really, really well on. This year, I don't know, maybe it's because of the summer months, it's been a little bit slower, and I haven't been picking them up as much, but I have some in my inventory, and they've just been sitting. But last year I did really well on this brand, and that was the brand Page. I'm strictly talking about their denim jeans. Certain ones, especially the high rise, the straight leg, and especially the bell bottom, do really well. This year I did sell a pair of the high rise Bell Canyon jeans, and I sold them for $58 plus shipping. So that was a really good one for me. I didn't pay a lot for them, obviously. But Paige, I'm worried that, going for in the future, it might be kind of getting oversaturated. I think might be what's happening. So I might not be picking up that brand as much, unless they are in excellent condition and they're like a really sought after style, like the high rise, maybe like a wide leg or a straight leg. So that one I would definitely, Paige, you have to look up comps on those. Okay, so this one probably everyone knows, Birkenstocks. They retain their value so well. I can't believe it. I mean, they sell for like $100 and you can sell them for like $40-$50. That's really good for the resale market. That's really good. Thrift stores, obviously, they know that these are very sought after, so they tend to price them up like crazy. But every now and again, you can find yourself a good pair. So whenever I do find them and find them for a decent price, and if they're like, sometimes they run sales at my thrift stores, or I have a coupon for my thrift stores, or like I've even found them at the bins, then I'll pick them up and I can actually make money off of them. So that's good. So the only thing, with Birkenstocks, obviously I have a pair of, actually sitting right here. These are Batula by Birkenstock, so it's not like their actual Birkenstock brand, but this is like what the Birkenstock looks like clearly. But the big thing with Birkenstock is check the corking, make sure, you do the bend test, because they have this tendency to crack really badly over time. But hey, I have these ones for sale too if anyone wants them. But these are Batula by they're licensed by Birkenstock, ladies size 8. But yeah, my point is with Birkenstocks is just check really well when you are buying them, because they tend to have a lot of cracking that goes on. And then I have a lot of shoe brands on here. I'm just not noticing that. Shoe brands and jeans. Oh well, that's okay. So the next one is Olukai. I think I'm saying that right. I'm not sure. So I find, a lot of them are like their sneakers, their flip-flops. You can really find their flip-flops and stuff at the thrift stores. Like, I don't think thrift stores know that Olukai is they sell for quite a bit of money, so you can actually pick them up for pretty cheap. I did sell a pair of flip-flops. I didn't actually write it on here. I know I sold a pair. Oh no, I did. Sorry. I sold a basic pair of I think they were just black. I mean, they're kind of like heavier duty flip-flops. They hold up really well. I'm pretty sure they were men's, but I sold them for $31 and I only paid like $2 for them. I mean, they only had them for like $2 at the thrift store, or I probably had a coupon or something that made them $2, whatever. But then I found a pair of, they're called the men's Mio Lee sneakers. They're kind of this gray and white sneaker, really cool looking. They were in excellent condition. And I sold those for $48 and I paid very little for them. So Olukai, I've never heard any resellers talk about this brand. So maybe I'm the first and I may be giving you this world of information. Maybe I'm telling my secret. I don't know. But yeah, that's a really good one to keep an eye out because I don't think a lot of thrift stores know about it. Um, these ones, I feel like a lot of people are saying that these next two these are buckle brands, and I still think there's a following for them because I still sell them, and I here being in the Midwest, I still find them at the thrift stores quite often. So maybe that's just like a Midwest thing. I don't know. But I do sell them fairly well if I can find the right style for the right price. Now they do tend to mark these brands up by like a lot. But every now and again I'll get super lucky. So the first one, and this one typically sells a little bit more, but it's Rock Revival. So they, they're known for their denim with all their blingy. They have all the bling on the back pockets, and sometimes they have bling all over the front. Just big chunky diamonds. And that same goes for Miss Me jeans. So I've sold their jeans, I've sold their shorts, and I've actually sold them, within the $35 to $55 range. Some of the higher end ones here, well, these are more in the summer, but I sold these are actually both white shorts. So the Rock Revival, I sold a pair of white shorts and I sold those for $55, and then I sold a pair of Miss Me white cutoff shorts for $45, and I actually didn't pay a ton of money for them, so I got a really good return. So I feel like, people think that they aren't in style anymore and there's not a demand for them anymore. So I I mean, if you can find the right style and they're in excellent condition, because I do find a lot that are in like terrible condition. They do tend to get a lot of like chafing on the inner thigh, so just watch out for that. But yeah, they still do really well for me. Okay, so the next two are like athletic brands, so I've kind of grouped them together, and you've probably heard of them: Lululemon and Athleta. Lululemon, they are just this really super comfy athletic wear brand. Same with Athleta. They're an athletic wear brand. They're known for their like leggings and their athletic uh, tops and all sorts of stuff. So really, I will say with both brands, so Lululemon, their black long length leggings do the best. Cropped, not so much. I hardly ever pick up cropped leggings in anything anymore. I actually have a few pairs of Athleta leggings that I have been sitting on for too long, and they're just not selling, and I've been marking them down, and so it's just, but they're black pants, black leggings do the best. One pair of Athleta pants that I've sold here recently, actually I have two. They're Chelsea black cargo pants. I sold those for $37. And then there's Sculptex jeans. I actually sold for $35. So Athleta does sell jeans as well. And I actually sold those, and those did pretty good. And I think, one of these I found at the bin. The cargo pants I actually found at the bins, and I only paid like maybe $2 for them. So that was a really good return. Okay. Next, I'm sorry, this is getting really long. I thought it was gonna be a lot faster at this. Okay, so the next one is Patagonia. A lot of people know about Patagonia. Their outerwear does the best. Their big fluffy jackets, coats, whatever, they do the best. So, um, if I find Patagonia and it's a really, really good price, I will usually just pick it up. If it's in excellent condition, the price is right, I'll pick it up because it's more than likely gonna sell. Um, it's just kind of one of those brands that seems to just, always have a following, and you think it's gonna fizzle out, but it doesn't. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, Patagonia. If it's in excellent condition, I wouldn't really hesitate too much to pick it up. So there you go. Another shoe brand that I have, of course. Apparently, I like to Bolo shoes, or bread and butter my shoe brands. And I kind of grouped these together. So there's two again. So Sorel and Sperry. So I grouped these together because I typically look for a certain type of boot, and that's kind of their winter boots. So like the kind of like the duck boots that have like the rubber at the bottom, and they're insulated. They're kind of like the ankle booties with like usually like a lace up or something like that. But I mean, really, if you find any like Sorel that's in excellent condition for a good price, which Sorel they tend to mark up, but I would pick them up for sure. But typically, I'll pick up, more their winter boots, and you'll get a lot more money with Sorel with the winter boots. Sperry, the only thing I'll pick up is like the duck style boots. Those seem to be the only ones that actually you will make money off of. Like their little topsiders and that kind of stuff. The market for them is so it's oversaturated as I'll get out. I mean, you can literally go to any thrift store and find like 50 pairs. So, yeah, don't pick those up. Okay, and then this one is, let's see, the North Face brand. I still like to sell the North Face brand. I am pickier when it comes to North Face. I don't pick up a lot of their, they have shoes, shirts, they have a little bit of everything. Really, if you want to make money, if you want something that's gonna sell and sell well, during the fall winter months, it's good to have some North Face like winter wear in your closet, or whatever platform you sell on, whatever you want to call it. So I typically look for their down, like, or their puffer jackets. They're, just like their thick winter coats. And they have to be in excellent condition. So their big winter coats, those do tend to do very well. One, for example, and I did find this from the bins, so it was like, yay, hello. It was their thermal ball. This is like a woman's thermal ball, and it was a reversible coat. It wasn't like super heavy, but it was kind of like a thinner puffer coat, and it was really pretty turquoise color on one side, and I think the other color on the other side was like purple maybe. But I sold that for, let's see, $63. So I made quite a bit of profit, especially coming from the bins. Okay, I'm getting close and I'm almost done. So the next one are Converse. So there's still a pretty good following for Converse, but you have to be picky with your Converse. So they have to be in, I would just say, like, new condition. If they're not in like new condition, I wouldn't bother picking them up. Um, if you think you can clean them up to the point, like an easy clean to the point where they're gonna look brand new, go for it. But two examples I have are, well, first of all, let me just say Converse Chuck Taylors. I didn't say that. Converse Chuck Taylors high tops. Those are the ones that resell well. Not just any Converse. Low tops, not so much. I think the most sought after are the Converse Chuck Taylor high tops. Those are the ones, at least for me personally, that I have sourced and have sold the best for me. I have two examples. One was like a women's pair. They sold for $50. Super cute. Quick flip. I mean, they sold within a couple of days. Second pair I listed was a men's pair. They were black Chuck Taylors, practically look brand new. Again, sold them for $45 just within a few days of listing them. Super happy about that. So I would definitely recommend picking up Converse Chuck Taylors still. This one is another jean brand. This is 7 for All Mankind. And I could almost put AG, so Adriana Goldschmied jeans on here too. I don't see some resellers talk about this brand. You know, usually they talk about like Madewell and a Goldie and Free People. But I still like, I mean, in my area, I find tons of Paige jeans. I find a lot of Adriana Goldschmied jeans, and I hope I'm saying that wrong. So, I hope I'm saying that right. But, and then 7 for All Mankind jeans. Those are like the three main ones that I find, and if they are the right style, I will pick them up. So, I'm looking for, you know, more high-rise, good sizes, good quality, obviously, and then like the most common styles, most popular styles. But 7 for All Mankind and Adriana Goldschmied jeans, they like their MSRP, like their regular price, it is so high. I mean, in my opinion, I mean, they can sell upwards to around $200+ on some of them. So they do still sell for a decent amount of money if you can find the right ones. So check comps on those if you've come across them and they're in great condition. Okay, last one, and I promise I'm done. I'm sorry this was so long, but the next one is soft surroundings. So this is a new one that I kind of just learned about, and I think that I didn't know about it, but then I was, you know, at my, you know, at the plaza, and I was like, oh my gosh, they, you know, I learned about it, and then I saw that they had their own physical store, and so it was, you know, and where like all the stores, you know, like the Lululemon store and all the Athleta store, and then I was like, oh, there's a soft surrounding store, and so I was like, oh my gosh, okay, so they are a very like high-end brand. They have very good like luxury pieces, and I think their like maxi dresses do the best, but I did just find a soft surrounding cardigan, so hopefully, fingers crossed, that sells really well going into like fall winter months. I think, you know, it's still pretty warm out there, so I think I'm gonna have to wait a little while before it does. But one sale that I did have this summer that did really well, I sold this really pretty maxi, it was all silk maxi skirt. It had like all this like print like kind of green and gold print, and then it had some like embellishments on it, I believe. It was really pretty. It had a lot of stuff going for it. And I ended up selling that for $38. It did take a little while to sell, but it did sell, and I did make a good profit off of it. But from what I've heard from other resellers is that their maxi dresses, especially if they're like ones with like prints and all that kind of stuff, and the ones that are like made of really good materials, they tend to do the best. So that is all of them. I'm sorry that took so long. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope some of those brands really help you, and maybe you'll reconsider looking for those brands. You probably look over a lot of those brands, but for me personally, I've actually had quite a bit of luck with some of them, so hopefully you will as well. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Love y'all. Bye.